the viewers and welcome to V Concept College English. My name is Ernest. Today I want to start a new series on lessons and structure. And this series is entitled 200 Commonly Misused Expressions in Everyday English. 200 Commonly Misused Expressions in Everyday English. Therefore, in this series, we shall look at the reasons for misused expressions in English and offer tips for avoiding these mistakes in your speech and writings. Kindly follow up with all the videos that we shall be uploading in this series to catch a glimpse of the full gist. Have a happy viewing. Welcome to the 11th episode of our 21 in 1 video series entitled 200 Commonly Misused Expressions in Everyday English. In today's episode, we shall be looking at word sets 91 to 100, and the expressions that we shall be considering in this episode shall include "you are too trickish," as in like he sprayed perfume, she fixes eyelashes, wait, I'm coming, don't match me, clap for yourself, frown your face, pay your house rent, please kindly confirm. So these are the expressions that we shall be discussing in this episode. And as our custom has been, we shall pick an expression from here and bring it down to our table of analysis, where we have about 4 different rows. On the first row, where we have non-standard in red, we shall try to use the expression that we are bringing from there to construct a non-standard expression to reflect the possible errors that are associated with the set of words in everyday English. And after that, we shall move forward to the next row, that is in blue, where we shall be talking about the error type. Here we will try to identify the possible errors that are associated with the non-standard expression as constructed in red. And after that, we shall move forward to the next row in green, where we shall try to reconstruct the expression in standard usage. And then finally, we would try to offer some grammar tips that can help to avoid the possible errors that we must have identified with the non-standard expression as constructed in red. So this is what we shall be doing in this 11th episode. So right away, let's get started with the first expression, which is "you are too trickish." Our first set of words in this episode is "you are too trickish." You are too trickish, with the word trickish underlined to reflect an EGCON error as the error type to which the expression can be classified. What again is an EGCON? An EGCON is a type of grammatical error that involves the wrong use of a word in an expression as a result of the mishearing of the actual word that is supposed to be used in that expression. So that is what we mean by an EGCON. In that case, what is the standard usage of this same expression? Instead of saying "you are too trickish," you could say "you are too tricky." You are too tricky. And when we go over to the grammar tips, we would have that trickish is not usable in English. As a matter of fact, this word cannot be found in any of the English dictionaries. And under the second grammar tip, we have that it was probably coined from the mishearing of the word tricky. And this is the actual word that is supposed to be used in an expression to say that somebody is not straightforward. So when you want to say that someone is not straightforward or that the person is a little bit full of tricks, then you are going to say that the person is tricky, not that the person is trickish. So instead of saying "you are too trickish," you would say "you are too tricky." So this is how we can talk about this expression in everyday English. With that, we move forward to our next word set, which is as in like. Our second non-standard expression in this episode is I like the bow, as in like the weapon, not the front of the ship, with the words as in like underlined to indicate verbosity or a tautological error as the error type to which these expressions can be classified. The use of these three words together in this expression as in like is redundant. And that is what we mean by verbosity. We say that an expression is verbose or redundant if it contains too many words than necessary in it. And we are as well going to say that the expression contains a tautological error because these two words as in, that is this phrase, technically means the same thing as like. And when they are used together in the same expression, then we would say that the expression contains a tautological error. So instead of saying I like the bow as in like the weapon, not the front of the ship, you could say things like I like the bow as in the weapon, not the front of the ship. As in the weapon, not as in like the weapon. And what are the grammar tips to explain that? Number one, as in is used to mean which is or which means. So anytime you have that phrase or the two words coming together after a noun, they are being used to describe that particular noun. So in this our expression where we have something like the bow as in like, the whole of this expression, parentheses, is describing the bow. So what we can use here is as in and not as in like. So I like the bow as in the weapon, not the front of the ship. So this is how we can talk about this expression in everyday English. With that, we'll move forward to our next expression, which is he sprayed perfume. Our next non-standard expression in this episode is James sprayed nice perfume this morning, with the word sprayed underlined in the expression to indicate a lexical error as the error type to which this expression can be classified. Now, under the grammar tips, we have that when talking about anything ornamental, we say wears it, not sprays it. Therefore, under the standard usage, we have something like James wore nice perfume this morning. So instead of saying James sprayed nice perfume this morning, you would say James wore nice perfume this morning. So you wear a perfume, you don't spray a perfume. With that, we move to our next expression, which is she fixes eyelashes. Our next non-standard expression is Jane likes fixing eyelashes, with the word fixing underlined in the expression to indicate a lexical error. And under standard usage, we would have something like Jane likes wearing eyelashes. So instead of saying Jane likes fixing eyelashes, you would say Jane likes wearing eyelashes. What are the grammar tips to explain that? As explained under word set 93, that when talking about anything ornamental, we don't use the word fixing or spraying as a perfume or fixing as in eyelashes. So you are going to use the word wearing in place of fixing. So instead of saying Jane likes fixing eyelashes, you would say Jane likes wearing eyelashes. Under word set 95, we have two expressions to consider. The first one is wait here, I'm coming. And the second one is wait here, I'll be right back. Then coming to the error type, we have here that the first expression is ambiguous, while the second expression is an informal expression. If you like, we say a colloquial expression. Now, why do we say that this first expression is an ambiguous expression? This expression is vague or meaningless because The two parties to this conversation are most probably in the same location. That is when you can tell someone, wait here, I'm coming. And it is an indication that the speaker is going away. So you cannot be going away and then you are giving a promise that you are coming. That is why this expression is vague. If we want to make some amendments to it, then we are going to say, or probably remove this adverb here and bring in there. So when you tell someone, wait there, I'm coming, then that expression is going to be grammatically correct. But coming over to the grammar tips, we have that such expression, that is, wait there, I'm coming to meet you, is a vague prediction or a vague promise because time is not given. So it is not certain. In other words, your promise is not certain. But sometimes people want to think that if standing in the same location with someone and then telling the person I'm coming is the wrong expression, then what about something like I'll be right back? Fine. I'll be right back is acceptable, but as an informal expression. In other words, we are going to say that it is a colloquial expression. You may only use it with people who are close to you or with people who are related to you. Like you can tell them, I'll be right back. It's not a standard expression. In other words, it's not a formal expression. So we have under the grammar tips, or the second grammar tip, that be may only be used in an informal conversation. I think we've already said that. Then, what are the standard ways to use these same expressions? Like we have here in green, you could say things like, wait here, I'm coming back in an hour. This implies you are in the same location with the person that you are speaking with and probably going away, and at the same time, giving a promise to come back at a certain time or a particular time in the future. So the expression is no longer vague in this context. Or you could say things like, wait here, I'll be back in an hour. Wait here, I'll be back in an hour. When you say things like that, then the expression is no longer a vague prediction. So this is how we can talk about these expressions in everyday usage. With that, we move over to our next set of expression, 96, which is don't match me. Our next non-standard expression is please don't match me, with the word merge underlined to indicate a lexical error. Instead of saying please don't match me, you could say things like please don't step on me. What are the grammar tips to explain that? To merge is to walk in a military manner. And number two, under the grammar tips, we have here that it is not possible to do that on top of someone. So it's not possible to walk on top of someone. Whereas step on is the better word to use in an expression like this. It means to place or to press the foot on someone on a part of someone else's body. So instead of saying please don't match me, you are going to say things like please don't step on me. So that's how we can talk about this expression in everyday English. With that, we move forward to our next set of expressions, which is clap for yourself. Our next non-standard expression in this episode is clap for yourself, with the word for underlined to indicate verbosity or redundancy as the error type to which this expression can be classified. So instead of saying clap for yourself, under the standard usage, you could say clap yourself. And what are the grammar tips to explain that? To clap yourself is to hit your hands together for yourself. So the use of for is not necessary in the expression. So that is how we can talk about this expression or the use of this expression in everyday English. With that, we move forward to our next expression, which is frown your face. Our next non-standard expression is please stop frowning your face, with the two words your face underlined in the expression to indicate verbosity or redundancy as the error type to which this expression can be classified. And What's the standard way to use this expression? Instead of saying, please stop frowning your face, you could simply say, please stop frowning. And what are the reasons for that? Number one, the use of face is unnecessary in the expression because face is the only part of your body that you can frown. So there's no need to attach it to the expression. Because once you use the word frowning, we know that you're already talking about what? The face. So instead of saying, please stop frowning your face, you would simply say, please stop frowning. So that is how we can discuss this expression in everyday usage. With that, we move forward to our next expression, which is pay your house rent. Our next non-standard expression from word set 99 is I have not paid my rentage, where the word rentage is underlined in the expression to indicate a casing as the error type to which the expression can be classified. Now, instead of saying I have not paid my rentage, you could simply say I have not paid my rent, where under the grammar tips we have that rentage is an archaic word or an old word for rent. The word is no longer used. We don't have it in modern usage. So instead of saying I have not paid my rentage, then you would say I have not paid my rent. That is how we can talk about this expression in everyday English. With that, we move forward to our final expression in this episode, which is please kindly confirm your email. Our final non-standard expression in this episode is please kindly confirm your email address, with the two words please and kindly underlined in the expression to indicate a tautological error. In this case, the words please and kindly are the same in meaning because both words can be used for making requests. However, the tone of the request is what matters in this context. That is why under the standard usage, we have two possible suggestions. For the first one, we have that you could use please, as you have something like, please, could you confirm your email address? Or you say things like, kindly confirm your email address. Now, here are the grammar tips. For the first one, please, could you confirm your email address is a polite request. And it indicates that the person being addressed is to feel free to deny the request if it is not convenient or comfortable with him or her. What about the second usage, that is kindly confirm your email address? Under the grammar tips, we say that kindly implies that the request is a command and the person being addressed does not have any option than to grant the request. So that is what it means when you use kindly to make a request. Under grammar tips number 3, we have here that the two words are technically the same in meaning. The point of emphasis is that they should not be used together in the same expression. So if you want to be polite, then choose the word please. And if you want to be a little bit authoritative, then you use the words kindly, but do not use the two words together in the same request. So this is how we can talk about these expressions in everyday usage. And with that, we come to the end of this 11th episode in our 21 in 1 video series. Stay blessed till we meet again in our next episode.